Well, you guys hammered me twice now.
And you know these like the back of your hand anyway, so it doesn't matter.
I'm getting you a lot of TikTok content, Andy.
All right, cool. Oh, well, so I didn't know this, but I was one of the higher selling percentage-wise guys in Centerville because we sell a bunch of new houses up there. And Centerville and Lino Lakes. Centerville schools are fantastic, almost a cult-like following into that area. So people that are Centennial schools only, and when they come to that area, that's one of the biggest draws. As Centerville, I believe, has grown, kind of accumulates parts of Lino Lakes. So Lino Lakes surrounds Centerville, I believe. I might be misspoken on that, but it seems like that's kind of the way it's been going. Whereas it grows, it seems to absorb more of that area, annexed or whatever you want to call it. But Centerville is a very small, right on the edge of the Rice Lake Park District. So if you're into biking, hiking, water, ice fishing, oh my gosh, there's so much to do there. One of the developments I'm working on is right next to Lake Peltier. Lake Peltier is gigantic. You could kayak in that thing for a day and a half. And then, you take that underneath the bridge and through the walkways, through George Washington waterway, and it goes down into Rice Lake. And it's unbelievable. It's really actually very, very cool. But when it comes to Centerville's kind of its own little bleep on the map. As you drive through from Hugo to Blaine, you go through Lino where the speeds are 45, and then you hit Centerville for a little bit and it goes to 30, and then it goes back up to 45. Same street. I think it's their way to flex that they have rules.
Andy, so that's Centennial schools?
Centerville, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. See, I did not know that. I'll tell you what, that's a school from the sports angle, which I follow a lot, that you hear a lot more of now.
Not only that, like I was saying to you, I've worked with a couple, I've built homes for the vice principal, the soccer coach, and so it's just a great community. I've really enjoyed both of those communities, Lino Lakes and Centerville.
Lino's part of Centennial too then, right?
A lot of it is, yeah. But I mean, the boundaries don't follow necessarily the cities, but a lot of it is, yes.
Let me ask you about that, Andy. So there is places like, okay, say Centerville, that doesn't really have their full identity. You have like a Stillwater. Everyone knows, hey, Stillwater's that town, Stillwater's that high school. We see it down here with Savage. I mean, it's Prior Lake High School, but most Savage is kind of split into Burnsville and to Prior Lake. How do you think that affects the community?
Lino Lakes was always a draw back in the pioneer days. I guess they said that it was lots of natural, like wild rice everywhere, lots of game, deer, and whatever else. I was just kind of, remember one of the old farmers told me about that. They always loved the area because the soils were really rich, plentiful. And so as they built around that, North Oaks kind of is, your predominant North St. Paul area, not North St. Paul, that's its own city, but St. Paul suburb, right, to the north. Amazing, right? It has its own, James J. Hill formed that area. You go a little farther north, you're into Lino, you're into Centerville, you're into that whole area up there, Hugo, and it's just kind of grown into a very quality, nice everything. I think the streets are nice, the communities are nice, the schools are nice. So I don't know if you need to have the schools to identify in those areas, but some areas need a school district because they're not as, rich in heritage or rich in, identity. And so the school district kind of defines that community or helps define it, right? So I think there's a little bit of both happening in that area.
I think you're right. And I think that there is other things that can define a community, such as a lake or a park, trails and industry. But I think schools get a lot of that.
If it wasn't for Prior Lake High School, you guys wouldn't even be on the map. I mean,
I know, totally.
That school.
Speaking of Prior Lake High School.
Or the lake. Oh, yeah, the lake.
Really that lake. Small, but Prior Lake High School is a top 5 high school now.
I know.
With the amount of people in it. So there's still a lot more development that's kind of can happen.